It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I am pulling the sofa apart. So here's the sofa. It's a love seat, as you can see. There are high springs here, and then it goes down over there. So I started taking the tack strips off of the tacks, but I have to flip the couch over to get to the rest of it. This part is stapled. You can see the staples. Hold on, let me turn the flash on. You can see the staples a little bit here. It's stapled, so I can't pull that part out. So I'm going to have to do same here. You can see the staples there. There, that's a better. But I'm going to have to flip the couch so that I can get to the broken springs, and this side is okay, it's fine. But this side, all of the springs have completely fallen out. And I'm going to try and repair it. So this is one of the pillows. The pillows are really, really high. That's the other three over there. But yeah, I'm going to try and I'm going to try and fix it. Okay, so I also forgot to show this. This couch, this love seat, I should say, was $99 from $449, and it's because it has a broken frame. It's valued at $679. That was the price, but then because of the broken frame, I paid $108 for it with tax and everything. So for this love seat, which I'm going to show a full picture of the love seat, these are the cushions. It's like a tannish color. It has like gold little specks in it, or tan specks. But yeah, $99 for it. It's really cute. I love it. It's really, really cute. So we shall see. All right, so I had the sofa flipped over. This is it flipped over. You can see something protruding out here. You can see there's a hole in the dust cover here and a hole here. So something is loose there. This part of the dust cover is already off, so looks like we have a spring that is sprung. And I'm going to have to take these legs off to get to the rest of it. But, oh, there are the broken springs. Hold on, you can't see it. I'm going to have to remove the dust cover, but I see the broken springs.
I told Shane that, like, I'm not really said, like, I have, like, feelings for you. And
wow.
What I've observed.
I have it off. Most of these staples were too tight, so I just ripped it off, and when I reapply it, I'll just staple it elsewhere. But they were really tight, and I didn't really have anything to get underneath it, so I just kind of ripped it off. But now that we have a better look underneath here, let's flip this dust cover back, and you can see dust on here. But as I'm looking at the frame, I don't necessarily see what's broken. I don't see much of anything. Everything looks intact at first glance. I really don't know what's broken besides all of these springs. The springs are really broken. Let's see if I can get a better view. So there's really only 4 springs that are attached currently. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of the other ones are loose. So the question is going to be, do I want to reattach these springs? And the thing that fell earlier was one of the spring clips, the hooks that hold it, and you can see that it just kind of got out of place, and it would probably just need to be reattached some type of way and squeezed together. But without me getting too close to the springs so that they don't pop back on me, I'm trying to see. So that's 3. They all seem to be hanging on by a thread, literally. But do I want to put springs back on here, or just create a plywood bottom and then add cushion to the top? That's where I'm at with it. But I don't see what's actually broken besides this cardboard top up here. I don't see what's broken frame wise. So I can say that this is, that's something sticking out over there. I don't know what's broken. This looks to be intact. I guess a little bit more research needs to be done. Because I probably could just get all new spring clips and replace those. Because I really don't see what's broken. And I'm trying not to touch too much because I don't want anything to pop out at me. I don't have any protective wear on, but we'll see. All right, now that I have this flipped over and I've pushed on it just a tad bit more, I can kind of see what may have happened. Now this looks like it was made that way with this little arch or something. But I did this and I can see that this board is, it could be me, but I think this is the board that's the problem. Now with this, that's probably why the springs, I don't know if you can even see. It's hard to film while holding this. So I checked this. I checked all of this. Everything seems intact with the arm. Nothing feels out of place with that's the cardboard part that's underneath here. Nothing seems out of place with the arm. So it's like the only thing is the cardboard that's right here. I don't know. So I'm thinking if I get a piece of wood to put right here, in between here, and if I get new springs, but really I can just put a piece of plywood along the bottom of here, like attached to this piece and attached to that piece there. You can't see my hand. And then another piece of plywood on the opposite side where the springs are, and just completely forego the springs. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna have to try it out and see. I'm going to try and unhook these, but keep my head away from these. Whoa. Yeah. These springs are dangerous.
I'm so excited for this.
I have to find a way to do these
Care about what he looks like, but it's just the fact that I get to like touch
without it springing back out at me. I don't know how to do this without hurting myself, so let me just try and do this off camera. Safety first. All right, y'all, so I'm doing this the whole time. I'm just squeezing these two pieces together, not really realizing that this is actually the culprit. Look at this. Let me lift this up a tad bit. This is the culprit. And I take it that it goes in this little groove here, which is why it's just resting there. Look at that. And it's not in place here either. So that's why these springs have done their thing. That makes this a little bit easier to work with. If I can get this piece of board back into here and over there as well, I can probably try and find some more hooks and springs to get this thing back on track. So yeah, found the culprit. This is it. It's not in place. And that seems like a pretty easy fix, right? We'll see. So I broke down and finally put the phone on a tripod so I can show how I am removing, and I've gotten all of these off. I'm not messing with that just yet. But I just take this little spring that was on the wire that holds them in place, or should hold them in place. I'm just kind of prying that open to release it from the twine or from the wire. And I'm not doing a whole lot to it. I'm just kind of lifting it up just a tad bit. Obviously, I'm not a professional. And I don't have on a proper gloves or tools or anything. But it is 2 o'clock in the morning too, so I got bored, which is why there's no before video footage of the sofa, because I said let me try doing it now. And I'm using the top of the sofa to protect my face from anything that may jump out at me. There we go. So I just used that to pry that part open. And I have those left to go. But now I can really lift this up and do a little bit of work. But that'll be for another day. The couch before. Now, granted, I did take all of the springs out of it. So just imagine that this was sitting up a tad bit higher on this side and a tad bit higher toward the middle, and then kind of down just a tad bit. You could still sit on it, which I did, and I laid across it, laid on it, but I sat down on it very gently, and it was fine, but I could always hear the springs when either I got up or if I sat down a little bit too fast or something. So yeah, this is the before of the couch. And the springs are taken out of it. So if I sat on it, I would probably sink down, but I'm going to fix that. But this is the before of the couch, and then I will show an after. I don't know how many days it's been since I last recorded it, but I went to Home Depot and got some wood, and it's pretty heavy. It was like $8. I will insert the information on this clip or wherever. I'm removing these so that I can remove this, so that I can remove this. And I'm not going with more springs. I'm just going to take all of the staples out. And then I'm just going to place cardboard and cushion there. That's it. Alright, so now I have the thing unattached from all of the staples. So I'm just going to try and lift the wood up and hopefully out. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Let's see. I really should have put try not to get splinters because this wood is extremely... Now this is hard with one hand. First of all, it's hard with one hand. So let's see if I can just adjust this really quickly. Well, I got this off so that I can move this. Hold on. Okay. Alright, so now I have the piece off. I'm going to take these off because I won't be needing those, which I'm not sure that they can be repaired. But I'm going to take those off, take all of those off. Those are some, I don't have that kind of staple gun. And then I'm going to reuse this wood along with this one. That's going to go on the sofa. So this board is a 5 by 8 inch board, I believe. And from here to there, I think I needed 8.5. So this fits. I just have to have some type of a reinforcement block or somewhere in order for me to mount it properly without it not putting enough pressure where it needs to put pressure. Another thing is, this sofa is constructed with staples. So these very large staples, which I don't have. Now, in order for me to put this piece of wood inside of here, I have to come from the front of the sofa. Without me breaking this beam or taking this beam apart to put this in here, I have to come from the front of the sofa inside of here and remove this cover a tad bit more. The problem that I'm running into is that the spring hooks here I cannot lift off without taking this beam off. This part of fabric right here turns into the sofa. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So that part of the sofa, this part, which is the front part of the sofa where the pillows sit on top of, I can do away with trying to save that as far as like mounting the wood to there without it messing up this part. The only thing is, hold on, let me push this in here. The only thing is, this doesn't come down far enough for the wood, so I have to rip more of this out here and over there. So I'm trying to decide, is it worth saving this, like keep this here and then just put the wood underneath it without it, but then I would have to remove this piece of wood here, which has staples on it. It doesn't necessarily have nails. They used a staple gun, and I don't have a staple gun to do it. I went to Walmart and I found this was the only foam that they had, 1/2 inch of thickness, which is not much at all. If you can see, hold on. It's not thick at all. It's the hand of my little helper. But yeah, it's not thick at all, but it is going to give me just a tad bit of cushion where I need it. And then I went to Home Depot and I got 3 of these. So this long piece that was here, oh wait, that was here. I got this one plus 3 more. So that was the one that came with the sofa, and I went and got 3 more of it. So on this side of the sofa, this this is where I'm going to put the foam here. I'm going to put the foam on this side. This is where the pillows for the sofa will go on top of. And then those boards that I showed you, they're just going to go across the back of here like planks. You know how the bed has planks now? That way I don't have to do the springs. And then this is going to be behind the planks. So the planks are going to come behind here. This is going to be where the pillows sit on top of, with cushion as a barrier, and then the planks. So that's what I'm going to do. No springs, just planks. All right, so I'm stuffing I've already cut and measured the foam. So I'm just stuffing this into the front of here just to give it just a tad bit of cushion. And then I'll go on the back and work on the planks. So I measured up the pieces, and this is the piece that came with the sofa, and these are the 3 that I went and got cut. So I'm going to have to cut those a tad bit because this is interrupting me getting in between the board and the planks. So I mean the board and the wood that's already there. So I am going to have to do a tiny cut to even those out. It's weeks later since I started this whole project, but here's the front of the sofa. I've added the cushion, the foam I should say. This is where the pillows are going to sit on top. All I have to do is pull all of that just a tad bit taut so that I can go ahead and restaple it once I get to putting up the boards. So I'm going to put the tripod up. The phone is actually already on the tripod. I'm going to go ahead and start putting these boards in, and then I am going to nail or screw them together. I don't know if I'm going to put a board flat across here just to kind of hold it, but this is one of the dust covers for the inside, and this is the one that's on the other side of the sofa, and this one is for the back for this part here. So that's what I'm about to do, and I'm going to set the camera up, and we shall see the progress. Stand by for the installation of the planks. No more springs. Y'all, listen. This is going to be a situation. I know I'm hooking this sofa up from the get-go, but I'm going to use these corner braces, the flat braces, these screws, and those go with that. Here's the thing. So this piece is obviously not staying dry fitted in place, so it's coming down, but I'm going to put these long screws through this piece of wood and that piece of wood to hold them in place. I'm going to use the corner braces there to secure those in place, and then the flat braces, those are I'm gonna try and get behind here to put them on side of the piece of wood, this piece of wood, and this, to make sure that they hold together. That's what I'm trying to do. I might have to wait a few moments and wait for assistance, but that's what I'm trying to do, because I cannot come from the front of the sofa to screw anything this way, to screw it in this way. So I have to do everything from this side. Now I could break apart the sofa a little bit more to try and do that, but I feel like that's too much work. So I'm going to secure this board to this, and I'm going to secure those to that with corner braces. And I'm probably going to put a piece of wood in here just so that I can screw something to that. And I have a few pieces of wood here. I have this extra piece of wood that I could cut to fit in between this little part. And then I have that piece of wood that I could put in between here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and record it. It's a time. All right, y'all. So this is probably one of my very last videos until I put the cushions back on. I have the boards up. As you may have seen, it was a struggle to get in between the wood, both pieces of wood. The drill that I have is only an 8-volt. I needed one just a little bit, with a little bit more power, so I had to hand screw them in, which was fairly easy. It wasn't too bad. I did this side. And I only have the one screw right here that's holding this board to this board. So I have to go and get more screws that can go through that wood. And if you see these little pieces of wood here, I just had them there to kind of take pressure off of those spring hooks that I can't get off of there. So I put like 3 pieces, and that was just like little extra pieces of wood that I had, and I just have that there for no reason. I technically can flip the sofa over and put the stuff on there, but I want to get those screws just to kind of reinforce the wood and the planks together. I know that a lot of people, it may not look sturdy to a lot of people, but it feels pretty sturdy to me, and we'll see once I flip it over. But that'll be whenever I can get to the store and get some more screws that are thin enough to go through like this one, because the original screws that I had, they were too thick to go through this piece of wood and the other one. So yeah. Right here, I just added a few pieces of wood just to sit in between the groove that I showed y'all a while back. See how it has that little arch? And I just stuffed a few pieces of wood. I didn't secure them with anything. I just have them there to fill that space. So they're just there. I am not fully stapling this completely down because I may have to come back in and do some revisions in the future. So I'm just going to leave that how it is. But it is time to pull this baby back. Finally, staple those back all around. Well, not at the top, but at the bottom. and then flip her over and add the pillows. So stay tuned.
What's this?
Finally finished.